Hey traders, John Howell here. Welcome to another edition of the Market Update. Today is obviously Monday for me. I'm getting ready for another week. So I'm just turning the recorder on and I'm going to be going through all the indices like I normally do, and gold and silver and all that sort of stuff, just to get my head sort of on straight again and getting ready for the week. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Guys, if you haven't done so, see that $7 trading course I'm doing right now. I normally do it for $500, but I'm running a bit of a sale right now. I don't know when I'm going to be ending that, but it's going to be ending soon. So if you need help with your trading, that $7 trading course, go to johnsflashsale.com, or there should be a link in the description. Let's go start off with the good old indices, and we'll get on to some of the other goodies as well too. So let's actually start off with the good old Dow Jones. This is one position that I've been really excited about. I'm actually in these markets right now myself, and it's getting really exciting. And the thing that I've been watching big time, and it's actually been so fascinating to see, and it's just everything's just played out exactly the way that I saw this happening, and it's just so fascinating. There's a few things that I've been watching long term, and there was a few lines here that I was watching here, and the first line here on the Dow Jones was obviously this blue line here that I got here, okay, and you can see how we've had a lot of resistance obviously, and the resistance, and then also a lot of support through there. So that was a big key area for me. And I was watching this, and I was actually saying when this market was down here, I'm like, guys, looks like there's a lot of buying strength coming into this market. So it looks like we may get a bit of a pop here. And that's exactly what we've done so far. So on the positive side, okay, because I'm going to be very objective here. On the positive side, we've got that support level there, so that's actually really good. If we go to that weekly chart here for a minute, you can see what's happened here on the weekly chart, right? So the weekly chart has had a move up, and then now we've had a move down, and now we could actually get another move to the upside. So we're in a very strong bull market through here, okay? This overall is a move up through there, and then now we're getting a pullback, and then now it looks like we could start to see another move back to the upside from that on the Dow Jones there. Looking at obviously the daily charts, we came in and we started to form this higher low, and this is when I started saying, guys, the buyers are coming back in. And people like, John, how do you know when the buyers are coming back in? Like I was saying before, like it looks like the buyers are starting to come back in here again here. And how I was doing is like low and higher low, right? I was watching this higher low, and then when we started to get this up bar through, I'm like, guys, here we go. We could be getting ready for a move up, and then away we go. So that was the support there. We can see that there was also a bit of a trend line coming down through here, like somewhere through there, as you can see. So it had a rejection through there, but look what happened just recently. It opened up, came down, and found support through there, and then actually bounced off. So very nice little bouncing off that level through there. So there's a lot of the market has had to have a lot of strength behind this to break past two key levels of support. So that's that support level 1 there. Taking my pre-workout before I get to go to the gym, and I'm getting ready for it's like the market becomes for the gym. Actually, they're both. Anyway, one take, guys, one take. Anyway, so the market's actually had to have a lot of strength behind this to break past two main key levels of resistance, right? Because once it actually broke past this level here, that level there, guess what? Or this level right here, guess what? It was actually this whole level of support level back through here. It actually had to have a lot of strength to break through that. And then it had to have a lot of strength to break through that. And now it's actually finding support. So the market is telling us there's a lot of strength breaking up above these levels of resistance in the markets. And now it's holding here. The big thing I'm looking at as well too is that what's actually happening here is that there is a pattern that forms across the markets, and it works so amazingly. When we have a good strong bull market, like we're in right now, okay, people are like, John, we're not in a bull market. Look at the weekly chart, right? This is just an overall picture. Look at that big bull market. So when we're in that scenario, okay, when we're in this scenario and we get this sort of we get this sort of support level through here, and we can identify some sort of a channel, right? Some sort of a channel in place. There is major resistance around level through there, but there's probably a level up through there as well too. When we start to identify a channel in the markets, what tends to happen sometimes is that the market will break out of this channel. All right, it's not the best channel there. I'll show you a stock in just a minute. But when the market actually breaks out of this channel through here, what can happen is when we get back inside the channel like that, then there's actually a good probability we're going to actually run to the other side of the channel. Now, this is actually not a good, strong channel because there's only a few touches back here. I would have liked to see another sort of maybe run up like that, and then that would have been sort of perfect, but it's getting close to there, right? So there's actually a pattern that I've seen when we see a bit of a channel and we get a breakout, or actually, okay, breakdown, okay, we broke out, then we actually get back inside of it. That's actually saying, hang on a minute, and then there's so many times you see the market run to the other side of the channel. I've seen that, like that has. All right, if I have to put a percentage on it, probably about 75, 80%, 85% there. Okay, sorry, 75, 80% there. So that was the big thing there that I'm noticing there. There was also this double bottom here that I noticed as well too, right? So we had this overall, so sort of a bit of a double bottom through here, and then we had this projection level through here, right? So you measure from the bottom to the top, you project that up, like so, all right? And then now you get to just above where we are right now, and that next level of resistance is obviously around this level here. So that's where the market's probably going to. Let me actually delete that off the screen there, because it may be a bit lower there. There's not an exact there, but that may be lower there. But it looks like the market is having a bounce here. We could be getting run towards this level of resistance here on the Dow Jones. So that's what I'm seeing there on the Dow Jones, guys. Moving over now through to the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 was definitely a lot clearer. As in like the double bottom, right? We had the double bottom, and then we had this breaking here, and then I had my target was 4,600, and geez, man, the S&P 500 is definitely just screaming up, big time right now, big time, just amazing, guys, right? Like, as most of you would know, if you're not new to my work here, when I came out and then I started doing the the 5,500 projection, people are like, John, 5,500, you're nuts. You realize we've just passed 4,500. That's only 1,000 points up, and we still have the rest of the year to go. Oh, John, that's not going to happen. Please throw your ego out the window, okay? Please throw your ego out the window. So you can see. Like, look at this here. So we have this support level here, and then that's when we had this up bar here, I'm just like, guys, here we go. And then something just powering on up, right? And then now we've actually broken level. So let's actually take a lot of these off the screen through here now. And now we're powering up to the upside through there. So that's actually looking really, really strong in the markets there. So let's have a look here. Yeah, it's just looking really, 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 really strong. And it's looking really strong because look at this here. It's almost getting back to this high. This is a last significant high. That was sort of my if I had to have a worry in the back of my mind about this rally, would be this last significant high. And that was the same thing for the Dow Jones, right? So look at this Dow Jones. We're not exactly at that high yet. I would really like to see a really good close above this high, which I believe it's going to, but anything can happen. I want to see this get back above this high because that was that last sort of major high point through there, right? And so that if I'm looking, if there's any warning sign that I'm still watching to keep an eye out for, it's just what I just said there. But the S&P looks like it's about to get back above there, and then maybe even start to see a lot more screaming to the upside. So again, guys, we're not going to get a move up all the time. We may even get a bit of a pullback here, right? Because we've had a bit of a here, right? But depending on here, we may even get a pullback. We're probably going to get a move to the upside, hit resistance, and then maybe get a pullback, and then away we go again. Or this is just that part of that slingshot move, and we just continue to make a very nice move to the upside. Let's go have a look at the Nasdaq and see what the Nasdaq's been doing. The Nasdaq is actually a bit of a different one. So we definitely did have a. Okay, let's actually bring on some trend lines here. Okay, so on a short-term level, we had this major level of support level down here. It almost got to my level through there. And then what happened on the Nasdaq is, as you can see, it actually, this descending triangle pattern, guys, as you can see, right, this descending triangle pattern, which most people think is bearish, look what's happened recently. So it's actually broke out. But the big thing I've been watching out for now is, look at this here. That was that resistance line there, and this is a very definite double bottom. And then the projection is up there at 15,000. So that's where the Nasdaq has a real good probability of running to on the short term. Again, we may get a pullback like that, and then we're probably going to do something like this moving into the markets there. So very, very, very strong in the markets right now. We're getting a very, the S&P 500 are definitely a lot more stronger in the markets. You can see the Nasdaq definitely had a much bigger pullback in the markets there, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I'm just looking at here. So what I'm doing, guys, just so you guys know, I'm just trying to read. I'm looking at the markets from a trend analysis perspective. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at these here. All right. So this is what I'm looking at. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at there to see, okay, what is the story telling me here, and if there's anything that I'm missing. Because that's obviously where the big key is, right? Is obviously that there could be something that I'm missing there that I'm not seeing. And so far, if I'm looking at this on a short-term basis, there's nothing that I'm seeing. I am seeing there was a very big bull market, and we just had a very nice, healthy pullback. And now it looks like we could be getting ready to go again. We're getting, again, just a lot of strength coming into these markets. So that's just what I'm seeing through there, guys. Bit of a double bottom. Again, the projection up there around that 15,000 level there on the Nasdaq. Again, maybe not straight away, but we could get a pullback there as well too. Let me actually clarify there, okay? I have a target of 15,000. How it gets there, whether we have a pullback and then a rally or a rally, I'm just not sure how that's going to work out, but that's my overall target for that. And looking at the Russell's actually developing. Now, remember I said before about channels and so on and so forth? Look what the Russell's doing. Like, I actually could be getting ready for a trade on the Russell, myself. Very, very, very nice. Remember I said before about channels? Actually, I was talking about the Dow Jones before, wasn't I? So just off the top of the cuff here, I was talking about the Dow Jones, and I was talking about like this channel here. And there was a stock there that CUTR, wasn't it? Let's have a double check here. No. Let me see if I can bring something up here. So, oh yeah, here we go. All right, this is exactly what I was talking about here, right? So this is a screenshot of a trade. Just amazing, right? So as we can see here, and traders, as I said before, the best thing you can do is really educate yourself on the markets. And I'll tell you right there, to me, there's no one else out there better than me when it comes to reading the markets and reading charts. And so if you do want at least some guidance, then go get that $7 trading course. Even if you think I'm full of shit, at least go get the $7 trading course. But if you like more and you like some more private coaching, more one-on-one, or more private coaching, then just email me, and then I'll call you to see if you're a good fit to join my private inner circle coaching program. But to get started, guys, go get that $7 trading course. Look at this here. Remember I said before about the channels, right? Look at this here. Very, 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 very strong resistance level. Very, 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 very strong support level. Look what happened here. It rallied up, came down, and look what happened here. The market, low, high, low. See, this actually looks very, very, very similar to what the market was doing recently, right? It came up, it came down. We had a high, low. Look what happened here. Look at this very, very, very strong break above there. And then look what happened. It ran straight to where? The resistance level. And then actually pulled back. And then it rejected off that level. Remember I said before, if there's a channel in place and we break out, is this going to be a true breakout? Or is it going to be a false breakout? I don't know at that time. So if the market does rally up and then hits resistance levels and then comes back down and starts to do that, guess what? It was a true breakout, and then we have this overall trend in place. But if the market doesn't, and we start to say, okay, the market actually rallies up, hits resistance, and then it starts to get back above there. Again, this is actually very, very, very similar to what the Dow Jones did, right? This is what makes me so bullish on the Dow Jones, because it's just a pattern, right? Dow Jones came up, it hit it, it did this, and now look what the Dow Jones is doing that recently. Make sense? And then we get to the other side of the channel there. So let me see if I can show you some more examples here. So what was this one here? This one here was a forex trade. I'm pretty sure it was. No, not that one. Not that one. It was a different type of channel trade, and then so that's it through there. So I don't want to go on too long there. I could show you all these other examples here, but let me actually continue the update. That's an example of what I'm talking through there. So if I go to the Russell, so guys, when I'm trading, I'm always thinking about these patterns, right? And where are we when it comes to trend analysis, big picture, which is the weekly charts, and then where are we in the market cycles and so on and so forth. Then I try to overlay that with the big macro stuff, right? So if I'm looking at the big macro stuff as an investor, because I have investing and I have trading. As an investor, I'm looking at where are we, what are the patterns, and then I'm overlaying that with, okay, what are interest rates doing? What's actually happening around the world and so on and so forth. Where are we in the market cycle? And as you guys know, right, people are worried about the Ukraine going to war. What does it actually mean to the markets? Raising interest rates. What does that mean to the markets? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? If you guys have seen that, I've talked about that in the past, what that means. But then I'm also a trader. I'm a trader of patterns. Now, 90% of my actual trading is done from an actual system. And again, in that trading course, you can start to get access to that and you can start to see all the details to that. But remember, back onto the channel is look what we have here. We have this channel. Look at this. This is actually a beautiful, beautiful channel. So look what's happening here right now. We actually had all this break to the downside, didn't we? What's coming? Interesting, right? Very, 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 very interesting. Is this going to be a complete breakdown, or is this going to be something different in the markets here? Because the way that I'm looking at this, we've got this support level here. We're holding here. We're not rolling down. But look what's happening here. This is where it gets really interesting. Now I'm zooming in. Yeah, I'm zooming in. Pull out. Actually, now let me pull out. Actually, yeah, I didn't do that, and I got 3 kids for it, which I'm. Now I pull out, guys. Heather, my darling, if you're watching, I apologize. So rude, John. Anyway, look what's happening here now. Just very, very. Look at this pattern, right? So we had this short-term channel. My mind's back on that bloody joke I just said. Oh, all right. I need to go to the gym. The pre-workout's kicking in, I think. So we had this sort of move through there. We had this triangle pattern, right? Squeezing up, breakout. Okay. So we had this sort of triangle pattern formation. Whether it was there or whether we had maybe it was a channel, more of a channel here. Let's have a look. Was it that level through there? Maybe it was a channel, right? Somewhere through there. Oh yeah, the channel. Cool. Right. So it's a channel. And then we have what? And then we have there's look at that there. Isn't that fascinating? So we go from, I just noticed this just then. So we have a big channel and we're going into a small channel. Interesting. Now let's zoom back in again. So we have the projection there. So the projection is we're in the channel, right? And then if we get back above here, the projected target would be, and it's not going to be any fat. It's not going to be any interest. It's not going to surprise me that the next target is going to be that resistance level up there. Isn't that fascinating, guys? Like the projection of this channel is the exact resistance level there. That's where you can see most time where's the market likely to run to? Resistance levels. Now, here's the big thing about what I just said there, right? Here's the good thing. We had this move up. Look what's happening here. We're getting what? We're getting a bit of a pullback. Interesting, right? And after breaking out of this level through here, right? And then now now we're at this. We're breaking out of that short-term resistance level there. We have this definite resistance all through that level through there, as you can see. So if I bring up that, you can see it broke through there. But all this level through here is definitely a strong area of resistance as well too, just below that. Remember that level through there, that's that big channel, right? That's the big channel. So on this level through here, we actually could start to get a bit of a strong rally out of the Russell 2000. And if that's the case, then the first target would be 2000, but the ultimate target would be where? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, to the other side of the end of the channel. So if we take this off here, we're probably going to make our way back up to this level here. Now, we could go for if I don't know, when there's nothing here yet, right? So let me actually zoom back in a bit more. I need to wait for confirmation first, right? So we need to get something like this, like a big strong bar breakup. If that's the case, we're probably going to start to see a move back up towards this level through here. So maybe, just maybe we're going to see that. We're going to see the Russell 2000 start to kick back in, because I know a lot of people out there have been saying, oh, the Russell 2000 start to sell off and here we go and the market's going to crash and blah, 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 blah. You know, do you know how many people have said the market's going to crash? I think, and actually someone actually in my YouTube channel, my YouTube comment section said that me and one other person was saying the market was going to rally. But only people are fearful, guys. It's just, and that's where like a lot of the stuff out there is just noise, right? Even if Carl Icahn comes out and gives you a warning, do you know he gave us a warning in 2016 as well? And then the market rallied like crazy after Trump got elected. Like just because these guys say something doesn't mean it's going to happen today, right? Like, there's a recession coming. Of course there's a recession coming. There's a recession definitely coming. But is it going to be 2 years from now? 3 years from now? Is it going to be later this year? Right? So, oh, geez. My alarm's gone off there. So, let's go have a look at the gold and silver now market. So, we can see that we can, let's have a look at this here. Right, so on gold, the big thing that I'm always keeping an eye on with gold is where are we in the market cycles of things. Let me take everything off the screen here. Actually, I've got too many lines on the screen here for a minute. So I'm going to zoom back out of here for a bit. And we're getting this very, 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 very nice sort of, that's that cupping pattern that we talked about before. My overall projection is still that 3,000 level. We have had this major double top come into place. That's why it's got that big pullback off that double top. And the good thing is that we're just coming off this really, 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 really significant higher low through here. So this is a significant higher low, higher low, higher lows. We're coming through there. I wonder if there's a bit of a, let me actually see through here. Is there anything through here? I'm just trying to see if there's anything, because it looks like there could be an angle here somewhere. Ah, is that the angle? Maybe that's the angle. I don't know. It's actually a really weird angle, but you can see we're basically at all time. And it's people like, oh, gold sucks. We're actually, we're very, very close to all time highs. And you wait to see this thing break out from here, right? Because then now you're looking at from a level of from this level here, right? Which is that's that major level of support through there, and then your major level of resistance. And then you project that up, and then away you go, right? So nothing's going, not much is going on here with gold here right now on the big picture. But should I say, we're just developing this. We're developing the steam, right? And we're developing we're starting to build up on that energy. We're starting to release that energy of really not much going on, as you can see. Look at this here, just a long time sideways. So now we're starting to get that nice stair stepping out of this phase through here. The big thing that I do see here as well, looking at gold, is that we can see that the market has had a move up, and then we've had a pullback, and now we're finding a lot of support levels through here as well too. So it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens here with gold. But I'm very bullish with gold overall. Let's have a look at silver as well too. Silver's actually a bit of a, what's silver been doing? So silver's actually not really doing much through there. Let's actually see if I can. Okay, so there's actually definitely been like a bit of a, I have to have my line through there somewhere, because that's where it's been really holding for quite some time here. So it's going to be really interesting to see whether we start to get a good breakup moving out of this level through here, or what's going to happen through here with silver as well too. So very interesting on that front as well too. GDX has been holding quite strong as well. Let's actually, I'll keep that level through there. We're developing sort of this sort of just slowly moving up through here. So we're definitely doing that. I like this actually could I'm very, very, very bullish here, but what I would like to see is I like to see this thing start to do this for a bit more, and then start to get a very, very, very nice breakout. But we are just slowly moving in this direction through here. GDXJ, which if you guys know, this is actually my baby in a sense. But we are getting a very, very, very strong move here. We're getting a very sort of sideways sort of movement through here. So it does look like we could start to get a bit of a breakout. Again, the GDXJ is my number one investment opportunity for this decade. And I said this decade, guys, okay? Don't come back to me in tomorrow, like a week from now or a month from now. I was like, oh, John, GDXJ. All right? Remember, things take time, okay? All right? It's like patience. I was talking to a guy at the gym. He goes, oh, man, I just don't have patience. I'm like, well, man, you're going to suck at life then in general. I just don't have patience. But once again, guys, on the GDXJ, just so I can show you once again, this breakout here, this whole thing, there's been nothing going on, and now we're getting this thing level through here. That's a sign, guys, of big things to come. I don't know how those big things to come is going to happen, but I'm very, very, very confident of the big things to come. Is actually starting right now. We're just starting to get that level there through there. Let's have a look at the SILJ. And the SILJ is that we're right at this level of resistance again. Very strong movement to the upside, sideways movement. Let's actually see if we can get a very strong breakout here. I want a very strong breakout there. And then also the SIL as well too. Again, really just hitting this level of resistance level through here. If we can start to get a break above that $38 level, then that's going to be quite nice through there as well to actually start to see this thing rising back up on the mining stocks. But it could actually be a nice little short-term trade for me there as well too. Let's just go have a quick look at the good old Bitcoin. Actually, you know what? I'll bring up the actual Bitcoin chart itself on my trading view. And then I'll be able to go from there. Let's actually bring up my trading view here. And then let's go to... We'll look at 333. Evergrande. You know, guys, Evergrande could actually be a buying opportunity. Actually, let's go have a quick look at Evergrande. You remember the whole back in 08, guys? Remember back in 08 when, you know, everyone thought that it was really bad to invest in the banks back in 08. But then that was actually one of the greatest buying opportunities you've seen. Maybe Evergrande's going to be that as well too. Maybe Evergrande's going to start to get bailed out, and then 2, 3, 4 years from now, this thing's back up to there. And like if you buy it now, obviously the risk is you're at $1.65, and then suddenly 3, 4 years from now, you're at this level up here. It's like could be a lot of money made. Could be a lot of money through there. So a lot of money made through this. So this is actually a big thing that I'm really watching right now. We're definitely getting back above this level through here. So actually, I might actually put a position on this one here. Just a small risk on my account. If I put a 1% risk on my account on this one, then if it does stop me out, I've lost 1%. But then if it does grow, then that could be a significant 20 or 30% growth on my account by taking a real small risk, even if I take a... So anyway, it just come to my mind back there, guys. Just remember, guys, remember that the fortune was made in 2009 if you bought stocks. Let's go back. Let's actually go look at the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is actually breaking to the upside. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. It's probably going to be a sucker rally here. Let's have a look at the hourly chart. Yeah, it's probably going to be a sucker rally because we've been going up for quite some time here. Up, and now we've actually had a very strong breakout with that any pullback. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys. I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing actually have a complete retracement through here. It's a bit of a sucker rally. Where the trade is probably on a short-term basis, so on 2 or 1 minute chart. Nah, let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. All right, so it looks like the trade was probably there. It was probably on the 2-minute chart there. But looking at the daily charts here, this is probably going to be a false breakout on the shorter term. So that's that daily chart there. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see this thing actually start to retrace. And you can see it's actually happening right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing continue to pull back through here. Because a lot of people are getting in on this breakout, but they don't realize where we are. So we're probably going to get a nice, at least a 50 or 70% retracement there. People are going to freak out and not sure what's going on through there. Let's have a look at the 20 as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty flat there. Yeah, we've already been going up for quite some time. This is also the big thing, guys. If we've been going up for quite some time and then we get a breakout, if you trade breakouts, don't trade breakouts after it's been going up for quite some time. Trade breakouts after it goes sideways and then the breakout. That's the breakouts that work, right? It goes up, it pulls back, we get a higher low, we get a bit of sideways movement, then we get the breakout. That's a good breakout. But if the market's been going up and then we get the breakout, it's like, nah, that didn't work. So there we go, traders. Hope this helps you out. Once again, make sure you get that $7 trading course link in the description, and I'll grab you and I'll talk to you in the next video.